everybody, here we are in the world up above, and we're at the Aldemir farm. And we're going to meet somebody that is going to tell us exactly where we get maple syrup. Not only that, she's going to show us how we get the maple syrup. So come on and follow me and we'll go meet her.
Over here, Sheriff Stephen J.
Hey, Sarah. I'm glad to see you again.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, I was down in the world of the magical couch in the town of the Children's Corner in my house, and I was going to have waffles for breakfast. And alas, I was out of maple syrup. So I was on my way up here. I thought I'd come into the world up above and get some maple syrup, and I thought, well, stop by the Aldemir farm.
Here at Aldemir Farm, we teach people the whole process of making maple syrup, from tapping to gathering and then boiling sap to make your final product of maple syrup. And today I'm going to show you what it's like to tap a tree.
All right, well, what is this exactly?
Yeah, so this is a diagram that we use when we're teaching folks, because there's actually kind of a lot of rules about tapping trees, so that you don't harm or even kill the tree. You want to be able to tap the tree, get the sap, and make sure that the tree is healthy. Some of the first rules are that you have to identify the right tree to tap. And again, we're talking about maple syrup, so we're going to be tapping sugar maple trees.
So what you're saying is there's a certain type of maple tree that you get the maple syrup from. Not you just don't go to any maple tree and get maple syrup.
That's right. You're not going to get the real maple syrup unless you get it from sugar maples or red maples.
Oh, I gotta have that maple syrup. I love maple syrup. I love maple syrup.
So when you're identifying sugar maples, we have another little diagram here. You're typically going to want to get your maple sap from a sugar maple, rock maple, hard maple, which has the lovely 5-lobed maple leaf that we're so used to. And typically you want to identify those trees in the fall when they actually have leaves. But you can also identify maple by its bark or its fruit. It has those kind of whirligig type of fruit. Or also looking at the limbs, and they'll have directly opposing limbs. If you think about, sometimes you see alternating limbs. We can look at them more closely when we're out in the sugar bush.
Oh, the sugar bush.
The sugar bush.
Oh, yes.
The sugar bush.
Getting close. Those waffles are cold.
I know, right? The sugar bush is a grouping of maple trees.
How much sap does it take to make 1 gallon of maple syrup?
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, typically you need 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup.
Wow.
Yes, and one tree can give you anywhere between 5 gallons to maybe even 30 gallons of sap. Just depends on the temperature and the season. There's a lot of different things that are involved. So once we've identified the right tree, we're out there in the sugar bush, we see the right tree, then we have to determine how many taps the maple tree can take. But the tree must be at least 30 inches in circumference. And circumference is around the tree. We measure, we take
round circle.
Yes.
Circumference. That's a good word of interest.
There you go.
Circumference. C-I-R-C-U-M-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Circumference.
Circumference.
Meaning the length of a line that goes around something that makes up a circle or round object.
In order for the tree to take 1 tap, you need 30 inches in circumference. If the tree is 54 inches or more, it can take 2 taps, or it can take 3 taps if it's 72 inches or more. And we typically do not put more than 3 taps in a tree.
How many years can you tap a tree?
Well, I just read the other day that there's even been trees tapped for 100 years. We have to stay away from old tap holes. So when we're over in the sugar bush, you're going to see some maple trees that have little round scars from their taps from previous years. And we want to stay away from those. We want to drill no closer than 6 inches from each side of an old tap hole, and no closer than 2 feet above or below an old tap hole. And typically we want to stay away from sort of any kind of blemished bark. If you see here, we wouldn't want to tap inside, any kind of scar there. And typically want to tap around 3 to 4 feet high if you can.
Okay.
That's where you're going to get the best flow, and that's what's happening. Sap is flowing through the trees. You want your temperatures to be below freezing at night and above freezing about 40 degrees during the day in order to have the prime conditions for the sap to be flowing well. Maple sugaring season is typically only 2 to 3.5 weeks long.
Wow.
And so that's not only is the process of making maple syrup intensive as far as tapping and boiling, but such a short season. So those are some of the reasons why you might pay a little more for your real maple sugar.
But you know what? I love maple syrup, and I will pay.
Right.
I will pay. So it says down here, cover your bucket. So I take it you put buckets under the tree?
Yeah, so we're going to be drilling in the tree just like this image here, and we have, this is the top of a bucket here that actually has this piece here that may be a word you've never heard before, but this is called a spile.
Spile.
Spile. And
S-P-I-L-E, spile?
Yes.
Right here?
Yeah,
That,
and you
and
see
that's,
there's a hole there.
Nice. Oh,
and
I get you.
we'll tap, you can also call it a tap, and we'll tap this into the tree, and the sap will flow through that hole, and it will come out here. There's a little drip area. And
Oh, nice.
And this will sit right on your bucket,
How
and this will cover your bucket to keep out leaves and dirt and bugs.
Well, I'm ready.
Me too.
I'm ready?
I'm
All right,
ready.
I'll follow you. Where are we going?
All right, we're going to the sugar bush.
Okay, where's the sugar bush?
We're going that way.
That way. All right. I'm following you after you.
All right.
Well, everybody, here we are. We're at a maple tree, and Sarah here is going to show us how to tap the maple tree. Isn't that right, Sarah?
That's right.
So what kind of maple tree is this?
This is a sugar maple. So
Tell
we're
us.
here in a stand of maple trees. Again, we're out in the sugar bush. And this is a tree that I would say might take maybe 1 or 2 taps, but we need to measure the circumference of the tree in order to determine that.
The roundness.
The roundness, yes. We
Gotcha.
do know that this is a maple based on the bark. You get this kind of long, stringy bark like this. And we see old tap holes that we have tapped this tree for many years. So we're at the right tree, which is a great start. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our measuring tape, and I'm going to get you to reach around
Sure.
here. And
All
we're
right.
going to measure around, I'm going to guess here from the bottom of the tree up here to about 3 feet, okay? And I see that it is 4 feet, about 4 feet 5 inches, okay? And so since we know how much a foot is, then I believe
A
this
foot is what?
12 inches.
That's right.
Yeah.
1 foot equals 12 inches.
Yes.
That's correct.
So 4 feet is 48 inches, right? Plus 5 more inches. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. Okay.
Is that right?
Is that right?
That's right.
That's right. Excellent. So this tree could take 2 taps if we wanted to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. We're going to put in 1 tap
Okay.
with our neat spile and our bucket.
Or spile.
Yeah, we're going to drill a hole. And again, this will sit right in the tree. We're going to drill about a 2-inch hole.
Sounds
Okay.
great. Well, if you're going to be drilling,
Yeah.
I'm going to be moving.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what, you go ahead and do that, and I'm going to stand over here and watch you.
Perfect.
Great.
So now I have my drill, all right, and I have a very specific drill bit that works with the size of my spile, and now I need to kind of choose the right area on the tree. So I think this area looks pretty good right here. So I'm going to take my drill, and I want to drill at an angle. I want gravity to help pull the sap down and drip down out of the tree. So we're going to drill at an angle. And I think that looks pretty good there. Oh, look, you can see it dripping already.
Oh my
coming
gosh.
right. This is the
Wait a
sap
minute.
coming
Oh my
right
gosh.
out of the tree. If I can do this right. There we go. So you can see it's already dripping out.
Oh, yeah.
And usually I find a little stick and I help clean this hole right out. You want it to be as clean as you can so that the sap will flow nicely out. Gonna pull all that tree stuff out, and you can see it dripping here. So a lot of people think the sap coming out of the tree is this sticky, gooey stuff, the already maple syrup, but it's very light, almost water. It's about 2% sugar at this point, and when it's ready to be maple sugar, that's 66% sugar. So we've got to boil a lot of water out of that sap to make the maple sugar, maple syrup. So you need your spile, and typically, so we'll get our spile in here into the hole. Okay. And then you want to, there's kind of a sound, kind of a neat sound. You want to hear a tink, 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 thud, and that's how you know that your tap or your spile is in the tree at the right point.
Wow.
Okay? So kind of listen up here. Kind of hear it's a little bit different sound. Oh, look there, it's dripping out already.
Look at that.
It's coming right out. That's a good sign, you know, your tap's in well. One of my first things I like to do is to take a little taste of it, and it's nice and lightly sweet, not too much. And then one of the last things we need to do is to put our bucket here.
Wait, just a minute.
Okay.
I gotta taste it here.
Okay.
All right. You know, I put the pink bag on the ground there. I almost tripped over it. Okay.
There you go. Just lightly sweet.
Yeah, it's
Very lightly sweet.
Yeah, it's not like a sap. It's like
No.
really like water.
It's like water, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Wow, no wonder you gotta boil all that water
Gotta
out to get
boil
down
all
to that
water
sweetness.
out.
Wow.
That's right.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
then we're gonna hook our bucket right on there. Make sure it's on there. And we talked about putting our lid.
Now, I
Yeah.
noticed you have another bucket over here.
Yes.
Is that full?
I don't know. I haven't checked it yet.
Let's go look at it.
Let's go look.
Let's
Yeah.
go look. It's this way.
Yes, that way.
Okay, we're going this way now. Well, everybody, we've walked on over to another tree that was tapped actually a couple days ago. And now Sarah is going to open up the top here, and we're going to see exactly how much sap was accumulated in 2 days. Sarah?
Great. So we've had the right weather conditions. So, oh, look at there.
Oh, yeah. Almost half a bucket full.
Excellent. And it's dripping nicely. That's exactly what you want to see. A nice steady drip from the tree.
Well, you know what's amazing about this is the fact that it's clear. It looks just like water. It's really pretty amazing. So if you follow me on over to our next stop, we're going to show you exactly how we boil it down and get maple syrup. Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate you showing this to us today.
You're welcome.
All right,
It's been
and
fun.
yeah, and you know what? I'll see you next time I come up.
Excellent.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.